Hi, everyone. We're live. We're back. My goodness, it's so nice to be back. Hi, Nick. How you doing?
I'm Marie, and hello, everybody that's joining us. I'm doing actually really good at the moment, really good, high energy, and excited to be back and seeing Marie's face here, share it with me after she shared it overseas for 5 weeks. So welcome back, Marie.
Oh, thank you. My goodness, I was just saying to Nick, it felt like months that when we were away because we had so many different aspects of the trip and it was just beautiful, like catching up with Elisa and she took us to all these amazing places and we caught up with Kathy as well, which was really lovely. My gosh, she cooked us the most beautiful brunch. It was stunning. And it was just so nice to meet someone face to face as well that's been on the show. So, Dave's on. Hi, Dave. I was wondering if you had a holiday tomorrow because I know we've got one here for the Monday. So, yeah, nice to see you. And Marie's on, Lady Hawk's on, Kathleen B's on. Oh, it's so nice to see everyone again.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it is. It's so good to be back. There's no place like home. As much fun as traveling is, it's nice to come home. And it was really interesting because I was missing Clivey, my cat, a bit. And my friend would send me some videos of him and we did a live FaceTime and I could really feel the energy shift. Like a couple of days before I was due to come home, I could feel him so strongly. And once during the trip, because I would send him love and like give him cuddles etherically, he popped in and it was almost, I nearly sat on him as I was sitting down. I went, oh, Clive, you're here. So he was probably like lucid dreaming. So that was, yeah. So no, it was nice to come home to him as well. And he's been pretty cuddly. He's sort of been following me around a bit. So, but he got looked after. He was really well looked after. So, which is nice to know.
Fabulous. Yeah, it's been an interesting riding of the wave as we've been having for the last few years anyway. But when you go away, like Marie, we've just been having a quick chat and Robert's got a lot more to talk about. But just in general, the things that happen to you as an individual, within, and how you start to think about yourself after you've been traveling and what that means. It really stirs things up in people. I've certainly been astral traveling.
Have you?
But I think for my, I had a bit of a lull there. It's like I needed a break. And but then I just got a stream of and definitely there's been common theme throughout the whole lot. A lot of them have involved water. But in terms of my astral traveling, it's like I know I'm going off and doing things that are helping what I'm going to be doing here. That's my understanding. It's like I am my own bridge and I'm now joining that bridge. That's what I'm feeling. So all the dreams that I've been having have had this theme about sort of bringing heaven to earth as well as bringing death of old and bringing in the new.
I think you're spot on, and I think it's really pushing people to go through the internal shift and change, and it can be quite uncomfortable. So I'd love to know how everyone else has been going. I've got Tanya on and Christine's on. Hi, gorgeous ones. But let us know. How has everyone been feeling? Because I know even through the traveling that always pushes shifts and changes, but I could really see it in people, and some really beautiful aha moments and seeing the shift and how we can respond differently now as well in situations. So let me know, have people been getting any light body symptoms? How have you been dealing with them? Yeah, it's always nice to share how we're actually, how we're feeling, because I always find it makes me not feel so alone. It's like, that's good. Everyone's been going through this and it's a really similar thread, which I think really helps. So, so let us know. And if you've got any dreams, put them in, or if you've had any synchronicities going on in life, put them in. So,
And I have also noticed I've had 2 days this week where, just 2 days ago or 2 nights ago, where I didn't sleep at all night. 2 nights in a row.
Was that last night as well?
No, last night, because I think I literally hit the limit and I had to just pass out, that my body can't do anymore. So I don't know if anyone else and I haven't been keeping an eye. I know there's a lot of energy coming in for us, you know, but I was just lying in bed going, what? Why am I
Yes.
awake? What's going on? But I've also noticed that, you know, a lot of little skin issues that have been coming up for me. Like I got a cold sore as a result of not sleeping because my body was so tired. But little things like a little skin mole might have popped back up again that's now gone, or, you know, all these little things that are coming up to the surface, you know, as well. So what have we sort of got any responses back about?
Yeah, we have actually. And Kim's on and Marie's on. It's so lovely.
Marie says, yesterday I bent over to pick something up and plant across from my door, not dizzy, but felt like I left and came back. Yes.
So, Marie, do you feel that was more of a timeline shift moment, or do you feel it was another realm? Because I feel there's been glitches going on, and and that's been reflected back in a way through the computer system, because I know we were lucky we got out of the US, and then they had all these flights. They couldn't do any flights because of this glitch, and then a power outage. Banks were down. So it's sometimes that outer world can reflect what we're going through. So I'd love to know, Marie, if that felt like a little timeline shift, or so Marie said yes.
Yes, like maybe timeline shift. And I've had exactly the same thing happen. Literally leaning on to grab something, and then I thought, where am I? I've been in a void for a minute, and then something didn't feel right, and then I would take that moment, and it wasn't a split second either. Like it would take a few minutes for me to get back into where I am. I thought, oh, this is something going on.
Interesting. So that's really interesting. So and Christine's been having some dreams.
I've been having lots of dreams, and water is also a theme, but still not remembering enough to decode. Lots of lightheadedness and deeper connections in nature for sure. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yes. And often, Christine, that's very much a light body symptom. We're bringing in, a finer frequency.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, with the nature of what it's doing to us, like that grounding sense as well, it's almost like it's there to help us move through this unsteadiness, because you know, you can imagine how weird it must be, because we're just physical bodies experiencing from a higher perspective. So I couldn't agree more with when people say I needed to just get out and ground right now, because it's all good to be up there, but if we're here in a physical body, so we have to deal with it. And I'm just accepting it all. I'm just going, oh yeah, okay, that's got to do with ascension. I'm just putting it all down to that, our expansion and remembering.
Yeah, no, it's interesting because I think there is a theme, and I think with time, because we've been living in linear time and as a 3D perspective, that's how we see it, is just time. In actual fact, time to me is like this huge round cyclic thing. So we can be jumping in and out of these timelines or experiences, and that's probably becoming a little bit more prolific, is the understanding of that time really doesn't exist. But it's here for us, like you said, to have an experience in 3D. So which is so true. And oh my goodness, Kim, and this is really interesting because this is a similar theme.
Kim says, I keep having a dream on a cruise and live there, and I have to get out. My time has run out, they said. So I try to grab everything. I can't carry everything. Lost furniture, jewelry, makeup. Wow. Yeah.
So, and
I can see sharks in the water, and I almost fell overboard last time in that scenario. Yeah.
And it's interesting because we're really linking some water dreams up here, because Marie, I know, has had the water dream, the water aspect, which is the emotional, because a boat is our emotional self. So a cruise is a really big opportunity, a cruise ship, to have an emotional shift or change. And the fact that you were getting kicked out of it, Kim, to me is it's time to have a shift in your emotional body. And the fact that maybe with the sharks are always our fear. So it's almost like, oh, what if I can't cope with this emotional change that I'm actually know I have to go through? So I'd say there's a little bit of trepidation there, or a bit of fear there about the change that you have a potential to go with. So I would sit and just like contemplate and meditate and see where in your life you're really getting pushed maybe to make some changes. I'd love to know if that's what's happening for you. So, yeah.
It's going to happen anyway, regardless what, even if you do nothing and you just think, well, that was something I experienced. It's almost like a little, it's telling you that there is going to be change one way or the other.
Totally. I know. It's totally true. And so Kathleen,
Thank goodness I'm not crazy, haha. I keep losing things and go back, and look again, and they were there again where I knew they should have been. I couldn't have gone more with that one as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is why it's so nice to share, because we're all a bit crazy, Kathleen, but I think that helps. I think that actually helps us to have fun with it, rather than think, oh my gosh, there's something wrong with me. No, you're completely what I would call normal. So
yeah, exactly.
That's really good. Oh, so Marie sent some dreams in. Let me have a look on my email. I didn't see them, Marie. Sometimes it can be a little bit, let me just have a look. To Magic Marie. Oh, I just got them. Haha. 7 4 10. Yeah. Oh, don't know how I missed that one. And I'll read this out in a minute, Marie, as well. Thank you for that. So, and let's have a look at what Dave's been up to over in the UK.
Hi, Dave. Tried to win the lottery by asking my higher self for the numbers or sending them back for another timeline. Yeah, it didn't work out well. And today YouTube put up a basher video where someone asked for the same.
I love that.
Basher said it might not be relevant because you won't experience what you should. Yes, exactly.
Totally. And that really sucks sometimes, because you go, oh, if only I had this, and then this could change. But sometimes we are meant to actually just go through that experience. And I love that synchronicity that there was a YouTuber. And it's a similar thing that you'd been actually working on manifesting or working on doing. Yeah. So
once it's out there in the field, it's out there for everybody else as well. So you probably, came to it at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. So so where are we? So what's Kathleen up to here?
I know the things are in another timeline. It shifts and then they are back again.
Yeah. And that's exactly what happened to me years ago when I lived on Mount Tamborine, and I lost my most favorite rainbow moonstone ring. And it had been months actually, and I was going, I cannot find it anywhere. So I just finished cleaning my bedroom. It was spotless, and I'd polished my little wooden side tables. And then I went out to the front door because I was leaving to go somewhere, and I got the message, go back and look on your side table. I went, but I've just cleaned that. So I went back, and there's my ring sitting on my side table, and it wasn't there. So, and I feel that we crystals especially can jump through and vortexes and realms and timelines, but so can we, because what are we? We're crystalline beings. So the more crystalline we become, so Kathleen, the more crystalline that you are becoming, the more you're going to find this happens. And is it that thing that's left the timeline, or is it you? That's the question I think would be a good thing to ask.
Yeah. And also I think that we're retraining our brains that have always been the intelligent factor that took over all the time to go, well, this is not the case anymore. It's like and that takes time. It's a habit that's got to reform, which is, I know everything's possible, but this hasn't caught up yet. So I've got to retrain my brain to know, yes, it is possible. That timeline shifting that we're talking about. And, I've had dreams, like prophetic dreams, where the night before I've had a dream and seen exactly what played out the next day with the variation. I'd see the variation of it, but that was like the metaphor for something else. And like literally I dreamed that the neighbor was chopping an old dead tree down and I was watching it. And then the next day it's exactly in the same place and right there doing it. And it was just that the variation to that was his wife was there, his kids were swimming on my grass where there was lots of water again. But it was just like, it's teaching it's like it's retraining our mind to play with this movement of time, this shifting, and that we can do whatever we want to do. We can play things out in this realm or not. You know, it's mind blowing in a way, but I know that it's really going to be happening.
Oh, absolutely. And like for me, I just get a knowing and I'll go, oh, this is how it's going to play out. And sure enough, that's how it plays out. And I really trust that. Like, and you know, the confirmation I get from my divine being that I can connect with and communicate with within me is just so solid. And I just keep getting the message, you know, God's got my back all the time, literally. So I think when we know that, it's like we can let go more and more and more to experience these unusual things that are beyond 3D, which I love. So it's so true. But and I love that Tanya's given us a little reference there. I haven't heard of this person.
Yeah, I have actually. So a good channel on YouTube to watch is Stephen Burns. He's geophysicist, spiritual astrologist, explains what's happening in the universe. Very interesting. Yeah. I mean, I do normally follow what is happening in the universe. I do love all that information. I have watched his stuff in the past, but it's still there. I still subscribe to it. I don't think I've watched for a long time, so maybe there's a good little, you know, push to go in that direction at the moment.
Yeah, and I think it's great. I really love just tuning in and checking out how people are experiencing and what their perspective is, and then I go, oh, okay, that's a really interesting concept. But then I'll contemplate for me what it is, and so it's great. I think they're great. These sort of people to just give us a whole nother perspective to ask more questions, which is why it's great when we get these recommendations. So thanks, Tanya. That's really
there's
cool.
Always something in there that's we're meant to see or meant to hear. We never just watch anything by chance. What makes us that button, and even then, I think things change when we click it. Once we click it, like what we see.
Yeah, I know.
Again, nothing's linear, so who knows?
So, but I'll read Marie's dreams out. So she said, I'm still getting sections of dreams. So she saw a dark green and blue crochet blanket, felt it was for a male baby. So that's the first one. So so if we look at colors, because colors, as we know in dreams, can be very revealing and very important. So dark green and blue. So what are those colors? So Marie, did you do any analysis or interpretation of your dream? So maybe can you put in for you what those two colors represent for you? I know you said it was for a male baby, it was a crochet, but I think the colors here are really important. So if you're still on, pop in, we'll give you some time to pop in there, what those colors actually represent for you, what you feel the message is.
Was that the whole dream?
Yeah, so just sections of dreams. So she said she's getting the sections of dreams. Yeah. So give us some insight into that one, Marie, and then we can talk through it. But the next one was next night, I saw a doe, like a deer, laying down, giving birth. Then saw a black duck running down an incline of green grass to a pond. Wow, that's really quite profound. So again, it's like, what does a deer or a doe mean? I think they're magical beings. I really do. Like the stag energy, that deer, that doe energy, birthing. What do you think, Nick?
Well, that to me, whenever I think of a doe or a deer, I think of that beautiful sensitivity and of course that comes in, but there's a strength of that, but the ability to dart around and pick. It's very hard to get close to one because they sense everything, and I love that it's really hard for hunters to get them because they're so switched on with that. But there's definitely a beautiful feminine component in that, which I'm actually seeing as a thread also through a lot of the messages that I'm getting is this divine feminine coming through again.
Oh, definitely.
And that's for men as well. We're not talking about a female body. We're talking about that softness that has to balance out, that nurturing side.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've looked it up in our little dream book, the Betty Bethard's book. Yeah. And the deer is gentle, innocent aspects of self. Absolutely, that beautiful feminine, but often victimized by failure to awaken strengths and inner protection. So having a baby to me is birthing something new around that strength or inner protection, but still staying gentle. I find it often takes more courage to be gentle but strong.
Yes.
So that's what I'm getting from the deer one. So, and Marie's just popped in what the colours were.
I wear lots of black and dark blue, but not really attached to dark green, fall colours.
Yeah, colours of autumn, maybe the dark green. So yeah, so for me, that dark green, it's really interesting because I always see emerald green for that heart colour. So it's almost like, is this sort of a healing aspect that's going on around the heart, because there's the blue as well, and the blue can mean the blue body, the template, energetic template, or obviously blues goes with throat chakra, which is our self-expression. And again, for a baby, so we're really, for you, Marie, it sounds like there's a lot of new beginnings, or there's something birthing for you within yourself. So yeah, which is amazing. So let's so what are you getting, Nick, with that?
Well, the dark green I got, there's a deeper healing that's going on into the heart, and it's a good thing actually. It's not like when I think of darkness, I don't necessarily think it's on the negative polarity. I see it as something that is, it gives us, I love black because it allows things to spark out from it. You know, but if everything's always lit up, there's no opportunity for that sometimes. So it's actually a beautiful thing that you're having to go into that you're going into that really deep recess and deep into that inner core of what it means for you, and you will know that. And that child, the baby, the whole concept can bring up, it's multiple meanings in that. You know, it's like, once again, the birthing of something new, but you have to go into the deepness in order to allow that to release, to bring that out.
Absolutely.
There's also a crocheting aspect too. That's another thing.
Absolutely. And the Page of Wands, this is to me saying that take actions, but just take small action steps to start with. And, you know, it's like you're going to be put on. And I love the black duck running down an incline of green grass. Again, the green's coming up to the pond to get the water, the emotional aspect. And what is a duck? We have the saying, like, obviously the water off a duck's back, so it's almost like it doesn't affect us as much. So yeah, and I love, and with the doe, Kim has said that it is innocence. That's the first thing I feel as well, is that gentleness and innocence. So where are we? So just Marie's popped something else up, and I'll keep going with these while you want to read that one out.
I'm working on allowing myself to be more feminine and gentler. I haven't felt safe to do that in years. Also standing my own ground with boundaries. That is such a beautiful sentence in itself there, isn't that?
I love it. And it's so interesting, the cards that came up as Nick was reading that. So the moon card, so it's almost like something's been out of place within you, that's pushed you because you're finishing something. That Ten of Swords said to me, something is finished. And then the King of Pentacles, he is the master of creating in reality. So this is almost an opportunity for you to know that something's finished and that you can actually drop more into that beautiful, remember more of that feminine aspect of yourself. So yeah, so that sounds perfect with the dreams you're having, which is just lovely. And standing your ground with boundaries. That King of Pentacles is very strong in what he wants to set up as the master of his own reality. So that's perfect. So yeah, so oh, and Kathy's on. Yeah, Kathy, I said at the beginning, it was so lovely to meet you and to have the most beautiful brunch cooked for us. It was just lovely to spend time with you. So when we were over in Orlando, it was beautiful. So we were very blessed. So all right, I'll just keep, I think there's one more with Marie. Oh no, a couple more. So a week later, Marie saw a very large dark pink rose in detail, and then saw several of the dark pink roses as a tattoo on the right arm. Dark pink rose to me is the feminine, well and truly, because remember that rose came up in my water, the frozen water. So yeah, you're on track here, Marie. This is just honestly a beautiful continuation that I'm seeing. That dark pink is like the Mary Magdalene, beautiful color. So I think you're spot on with your interpretation of this as well. And then another night there was a large white crocodile with dark framed glasses. How fascinating. I love it. I love it.
Dismiss dreams as being crazy.
I love this. And it's interesting because the crocodile is the archetype. I always see the crocodile as the archetype, especially for the family or close friends. It's almost like you become the wisdom teller, and a white one is definitely pure. And they say when we see the white animals, we know the consciousness shift has happened. So what do glasses mean?
Yes.
What do glasses mean to you? Seeing clearer, and also the wisdom as well with glasses, so I really feel that you're going to become almost like that support person for your family, that with real wisdom they'll know it, they'll feel it in you, because the crocodile has survived hundreds, however long, hundreds of thousands or whatever of years, and they can live for a couple of 100 years. Because they can slow their heartbeat right down. They're ancient beings. So you're really on track. That's amazing. So I love it. So thank you for sharing that. So let me just go back to where we're up to. And
I know Kathleen put a dream up there.
Yes, Kathleen. I'm just trying to find it. Here it is. Kathleen had a dream. Okay.
Had a newish light blue shoes on, took them off by the front door, later went to put them back on, and someone had switched them for a ratty pair of light blue shoes and said, "These aren't mine." A woman tried to steal them, gave them back.
Now that's interesting, isn't it? So Kathleen, I'm going to ask you the question. What is light blue and what do shoes represent to you? So if you are still on, pop it up, and we'll come back to this. So, because I think it's quite profound when we have dreams like that. They look simple, but there's a lot that they're actually telling us. So let us know what your interpretation is for you on that. So, yeah.
I would like to ask Kathleen also how she was feeling about that situation. Like when,
So what was that? Sorry,
how she felt while that was happening in that dream.
Great question. So Kathleen, let's have a look.
She took it as spiritual balance.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because the light blue to me, I always associate with the causal chakra, which is here. And that's the link, that's the connection into angelic realms, into the elemental beings. It's like, that magic place. And so the fact that you had the new shoes, is it something that you've maybe just started to play with a little bit more? And then you were given some ratty light blue shoes. So because it got switched out, I'm feeling that you've done this before and it's really just remembering it. It's not something that's so new for you. So I'd be intrigued to know if you've been playing a little bit more or connecting into the angels, angelic realm, fairies, all of those beings or intergalactic beings. So I'd love to know if
I agree with that, Marie. That ratty old shoe thing is not. Once again, it's not like that they weren't worthy. It's actually like. It's the opposite in a sense, it's that knowing of that, like a good old shoe, comfortable shoe almost, like, we know that one. That's been there forever. Yes.
And it's lovely because the shoe, if I look in the book, shoe says grounding, and balance, things which protect you on your journey through life. Do not judge another until you've walked in his or her shoes. And interesting that there's some other shoes that you got to walk in. Wearing too many shoes or filling too many roles, but I don't think that's relevant for you. So isn't that fascinating?
Yeah.
So it's I'm just going to look up color in here. I think we all need to know what our archetype means for color, because that's what our deep subconscious will give us, so that we can have different meanings. So let me just see if the blue. Well, the blue is spirituality in this book. So it sort of has a theme with that, doesn't it? So, I'll do a couple of cards on that one and we'll just see what comes through, which will be really interesting. So fascinating. And look at the color. King of Cups. Look at that light blue. So this is the master of emotions, but there's also often something hidden. So it's almost like something to be revealed. And then the Hanged Man. So this to me is surrendering and just allowing it to come through in its divine timing as well. So, but you can play with it. And balance, Two of Wands. This is taking action to balance. So yeah, I feel you you could play with this and start tuning in more to those realms and see what happens for you. Ask for dreams with them in it. That's what I'd be doing.
On
And
that
also,
note, sorry,
yeah,
Lori, I'm going to keep going. I think we're both getting stuff. And go, you go first.
That's right. I want to know, have you had any tingling or like soreness at the top of your crown, or have you had any sort of head pressure or ears popping or anything going on like that? Because that can often be a sign that there's an activation and an opening going on for you. So yeah, go Nick.
Well, I'm wondering, when we get these insights and we interpret them, and I've got to say more and more and more is that I'm just getting direct information now. I'm just understanding myself and the messages that I send myself almost instantly. So it's not like I don't need to check in with anybody or anything. I still do. I still use my cards. I still love to play around with all of that. But I'm wondering if when you get that little message about spiritual balance, is why that particular message at that particular time, rather than like in a week's time? Because the message, it means, is that more about you're about to experience something, so here's a little bit of information that might just give you some solid foundation to go into it with, because we know things are going to change or something's going to happen for you. Is that do you think that's why we get those snippets at the time when we get them?
I do, and I feel it's sort of like giving more of an understanding or aha moment for us. So interesting what Kathleen's just written there about this as well.
Also been questioning my guidance. Your woman was lying, been going through a big tower moment last 2 months. You did reading for me on Elisa's show a month and a half ago, also called the Tower card.
Yeah. So tower moments to me are great opportunities to actually be able to go, I'm done with this. This isn't working for me. It's like we get pushed out of something into something else. So it just feels like maybe it's a bit more gentle for you now. Like it's not the tower moment for you. This is more gentle, and you can find your balance by trusting yourself. So that's why I always say to people, go inside, listen to your own guidance, listen to what you get intuitively. And I always say, don't believe a thing I say. I like question it, because I'm just getting what I'm getting, but you might have a complete different nuance on it, or a completely different interpretation or perspective. And I will always say that to people, go inside. You have to really know what's right for you. So I think, this is just maybe throwing some ideas out there for you to be able to ask more questions for yourself. So I don't know, Nick, what do you think about that?
Totally. I'm all about intuition right now. As I just said, if you start believing that you will get the messages coming through that you need for you, because you're the one sending them to you, remember that you can start tapping in more and more and more, and it becomes easier. It's not like, oh, I can't achieve this. It just is. It's going to happen regardless. It's just a case of you have to surrender. You have to allow it to come in. If you keep pushing back and doubting anything, and the best way is just to try it. Just go, I don't know what to do in this. So but pause, contemplate it, and it will come in. By the mere fact that you put attention, that you want your intuition to be the one that guides you.
Yeah. Totally. And it was interesting. I'll pop Kim's up in a minute too, but Lady Hawk's actually mentioned something.
These symptoms, make sure you're not being bombarded with 5G or heart first.
Yeah. So Lady Hawk, I've been having light body symptoms for probably 25 years. Like now I don't get them very often, but and that was a long time before I feel it was, all of these internet or anything was sort of up and around as much. But yeah, so look, this is what exactly just tune in and go, is this a light body symptom, or is this some sort of energetic frequency that's man-made, that I need to just strengthen my energetic body. That's all it is. It's like I keep saying to you, clear your energetic field if you feel the need. Bring in some etheric crystals if you feel the need for protection, like tourmaline or something like that. But don't go into fear over it. That's, so, and use your intuition. So for yourself, for each and every person needs to be doing that.
Yes, exactly.
So,
yeah, because remember, we do create our reality. So if that's, and this is where we have to believe it. This is where we have to trust that we can do this. Like I said, the mind wants to get in the way and go, no, that's not true. We can't really do it yet, but it's coming. We have to just believe it.
I agree. So I just, I don't go into fear around all the 5G and the Wi-Fi and all of that. I just don't. It's like, nope, I am strong. I am safe wherever I am. My consciousness is at a beautiful level that it keeps balance and maintains, balance within me. So I know this, and so I don't even go there personally. I know a lot of people do, and they like to wear things and have absolutely fine. That's fine.
Exactly, because maybe that's the conduit to get to where you need to feel right about it, to get that balance. But eventually, we won't need anything. We'll just be like the strong beings, light beings that we are. I mean, I'm not going to stick my head in a microwave and turn it on, obviously. But, I'm the same. I've never actually felt that all the stuff that goes on around us, yes, I believe some of it has been detrimental. But like anything, the food that we've been consuming, it doesn't really matter what it is. But if I can flip that switch inside of me, it won't have an effect on me, because that's how powerful we are.
Yeah.
But you still look. Had I known this 10 years ago, 20 years ago? No, I hadn't. But maybe something inside of me knew it. But now I'm very strongly convinced that is the case. But I had to go through that journey to get to here, and we're all different. We all have a different perspective on it, and no one is more right or wrong than anyone else. It's all what we have to go through.
Yeah, it's an experience. That's what we're here for. It's so true. So, but Kim's popped up.
Yeah. What does it mean when you pull a tarot card for yourself and you keep getting the same card? I've been getting the Tower card so much, and even 2 days in a row. That's about a total of 5 times. Oh, gosh.
In the past 2 weeks. Yes, and Kim pulls a card a day. Well, Kim, what's your message there, my love? What's coming through for you? And I want to ask you, how do you feel, Kim, about the Tower card? What does it represent for you? I think that's a really important question. So can you pop that in the chat for us, just to see where you're at? And then we can talk about it, and we'll see what comes from that. I reckon it's great. So Kim, good, she's put it in already.
Sudden change, good opportunities coming. Yes.
And exactly, again, it's what is our perspective. Most people go, oh, the Tower card, no, oh my God, but for me, I go, oh, Tower card, yes. That means that something's going to change, whether I like it or not. And I might not like it, but that's okay, because it has to happen, and it's perfect, and it'll be in divine timing. That's exactly, it took me a long time to get to that place. So, but absolutely. So the first card up for you, Kim, with that is the Page of Pentacles. So this is actually, again, taking small steps to start this change, something new that you're learning in your reality, something new that, oh my goodness, I was just going to say something even financial, something that's coming to you, because you've just got the Ace of Pentacles.
Has frozen for me. Are you back? Okay. That's all right. It could be just my computer, and we've got weird stuff going on around here. I also have some weird energy going on too, so I've got to.
Okay.
I missed it.
You haven't frozen. Have I frozen still?
Did anybody see Marie freeze then?
Oh, is it okay now?
Yes, it's fine now.
Okay, cool. So you've got your Page of Pentacles, which is just small steps that's going to lead to something that's really beautiful in your reality. Because I love the Ace of Pentacles. I think that's just the most beautiful card to get. So this is a positive change for you, but just take it a little bit at a time. And if a change comes in, go with it, but don't think you have to do it all at once. That's what those cards are telling me. So it'll be interesting now to see what you get in your cards when you do them for yourself. So, yeah. So, okay. So I'm not frozen. That's good. Cool. Thanks, guys. So, yeah. So, yeah. So that's really cool. So this is why I think it's great to just take the message from it, but not to stress about messages that we get maybe through these cards. All they're doing is just showing what our deep subconscious, what our inner wisdom is actually trying to message us with. That's it. That's why I use them. It's like I can show you something physical to explain what's coming through anyway. That's all the cards are for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Interesting. So
it's interesting how Christine said about, we just had a federal election here, and I didn't even pay any attention to the results whatsoever, not even for 1 nanosecond of the day. And it wasn't until something was forced into my awareness, I went, oh yeah, that's right. You probably got to, because to me it's irrelevant. It wouldn't matter. I couldn't care less if it was a pineapple that won. You know, it really makes no difference to me right now, because I know there's better things to replace what we've got. So, but then of course, it's like, is that my reality? Yes, it is. Is it somebody else's reality? No, it's not.
Exactly. And I agree with you, because I sort of didn't look at it at all until I can't remember when I looked at it. I went, oh, okay, well, that's really interesting, isn't it? You know, that this particular group of people got back in, and no one wanted it. And then I got the message from my wisdom, and it was like, well, Marie, is that going to really affect you? Exactly what you're saying. I went, oh no, I just lived the most amazing life. My whole world is so separate to anything like that goes on. And I'm so looked after. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I don't even need to worry about it. And it's true. It's just another part of the game that's going on that's really cannot affect us when we are owning responsibility for co-creating our world. So Nick, you're spot on. And I got that message from that God aspect of myself. I went, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, which is, so it's just a reminder that if things are triggering us from the external world, just check inside and see what's going on, and just ask yourself, is this really going to affect me? Or am I putting energy into something that is not relevant? So, interesting. What happened with Kathleen? What happened? Because so Kim said something about your dog. So Kathleen, did something happen?
Oh, there it is.
Have you got it?
Yes. Kathleen.
Hang on a minute. Oh, here we go. Oh.
Thank you both so much. Need the positive words right now. LOL. 2 days ago, we had to send our beloved English lab to the Rainbow Bridge. It was beautiful send off, though. Hope she's doing okay. Of course, she's doing okay.
I know. And especially when you send them with love, you know, when you're there with them, it's like, you know, some people say, I can't bear to be with them, but you're their best friend, you're their family. And of course, so it's beautiful that you actually really honored her and did that send off for her. It's beautiful. So, have you tuned in to her yet, Kathleen? Have you actually tuned in and talked with her? Because she's available, she's around, I can see her. So, tune into her. Animals are amazing to tune into when they've done that shift into the other realm. Yeah, they're amazing.
And what a gift it is to be able to be here in a physical body, to experience what it's like to cuddle a dog, to get the love from a dog. You know, even that is what having a human experience is all about. And that's why we know we lament it, because we know that when we're no longer in a physical body, we don't get to experience it. So I think that's the loss we feel, but that love is still there. That's, you know.
Exactly. So, Dave, thanks for the message about the banner. I usually have it on, but it's been like 6 weeks and I've sort of forgotten my little routine.
We don't say anything controversial, do we?
Never. No.
I think we're very good at
Keeping it low.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it matters anymore anyway, because no one, it won't affect us.
Yeah. No, I agree. So, but I love Kim. I love that idea, putting a picture under your pillow and she might come to you in a dream. I think that's a beautiful idea to have that openness while you're asleep, because then it's often easier in the etheric to connect in. So, yeah, that's a really lovely idea. I love that. So that's cool.
And we're sending you lots of love while you go through this transitional phase.
Yeah, because it is a part of our family, isn't it? And it's like that physical presence. And the energetic presence. It's so palpable, especially with the dogs. You're like, yeah. So, she's had a vision of her. Beautiful.
She had a vision of her running around on the grass with a big smile on her face. She could barely walk. She got to eat cheeseburgers, bacon, and broccoli before she went, with lots of cuddles.
Oh, that is so beautiful. So, yeah, and I saw her as really strong in her body as she showed herself energetically. So, yeah, she's really comfortable. There's no pain. She's just like, so that's really beautiful. Just trust that, Kathleen. It's absolutely spot on.
Yeah, totally. They're just, they're in great places as animals. I always think about, they're bounding. They're just bounding like they do.
With their energies.
Puppies. They just. Funny you said that. I pulled a card this morning, and I'll just put it right up close there. It says it's a hibiscus, and it's the joy card.
Oh, beautiful.
And I've got to say, at first I looked at this card and I was looking, because it's got the hummingbirds, 2 hummingbirds in it. There's faces there, see, going back. And this card, so I just wrote some quick notes about it, because it was so, I thought, and it's so relevant when we've been talking about all these things today. And this is all about divine feminine, because it is the Venus, it's connected to Venus. It's nurturing, it's creativity, it's abundance. And that flower is representative or related to the Hindu god Kali. And that's all about death, time, and change. And so the flower, they offer that flower to her consciousness, which is exactly what we're going through. And it also opens the channel around the base of the spine, the reproductive system, the lower back. So that I think that's where a lot of our fear sits as well. And that it's okay to have fear. It's okay. It's just that it's helping to maybe open that up more, to put it into a balance. And it also means about renewal, brings renewal and joy to others. So, that's what I think our role is as well in this group, is that while we're doing our own work and understanding who we are naturally bringing that to other people as well. And the hummingbird here represents the inability to see the blessings that we've been given. But the best quote on all of this card is, pain is just a thread in the fabric of joy. And I think, that sums it up a little bit. Is that we have all these things that happen to us in our lives, but it doesn't define the whole life. Because ultimately it is. We think about that bouncing dog in this, in its light body now, bringing us that joy.
And it's beautiful because Kim's also got a really nice message from that card.
Someone said a hummingbird would be coming to me, and here it is now. Yes. There we go.
So, but it would be from her dad, and he would have been 84 today, and he died when she was 7. So that's really young, isn't it, to lose your father figure from your physicality and from your world. So, so there you go. Look at that. Those cards you do, Nick, they always.
Well, I don't do them. They just pop out the way they
That's what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. They will always be the right card.
And this is ridiculous. Of course you were, Kathleen.
You were surrounding her with small hope. No.
I've just got goosebumps everywhere. Oh my gosh.
I actually feel quite emotional about this.
Yeah, me too. This is
like flowers. And now have a pile of grass where she died. Oh, yeah. See, I feel that love coming actually for all of us. I feel like that love is coming through today for all of us. So thank you. Yeah.
Whew, that's beautiful. So we just don't know, do we, where things are going to come from or how we're going to be given that reassurance or that
This is our future. This is what's coming. Well, it's already here, but we're aware of it now. Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, so yeah, and goosebumps. I definitely got goosebumps with that one.
Me too.
You too, you and Kathleen. I tell you, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, we're all connected.
We are all connected.
Hummingbirds are spring in migration. Yeah, now of course because we're on the other side of the world, but
yeah, of course. Yeah, so that they're coming back in, Lady Hawk. That's beautiful and true. So yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
A white butterfly appeared shortly after she died and flew around the flowers and the place she died to. It was beautiful but sad.
Yeah. But you're getting your beautiful messages, aren't you, through nature, which is amazing, you know. So, and of course, you know, I feel as humans, our gift is our grief and our sadness that's combined with love and loss and you know, all of this beautiful messages we get, you know, through those beautiful nature beings. So, yeah, it's big.
Comes together often at when someone passes, because we come back to who we truly are, and that love just comes out, and that ability to connect and want to connect with each other on a deep emotional level, and that's being human. That's the gift we get given. So embrace it, you know.
Yeah, totally. And I agree. So, wow. Oh my goodness, it's so nice to hear everyone's stories and journeys and just sharing that, you know, with an open heart, because we're all connected, you know. And it was funny, this friend that stayed with me last night, the synchronicities and the messages through our loved ones that have like gone through the void and into the wherever they go, and we realized they've been working together, even though they would never have met here on earth. They were all working together, and they were influencing people here on earth with music, with all sorts of things. It was just this big aha moment on how connected our soul families actually are and how big they actually are. So it was just this huge aha moment. It was really beautiful. Yeah. So our loved ones, even animals, work together with other people that they never met physically.
Now, Marie, we haven't talked to Jasper.
Oh, Jazzy. Sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. He's going, it's all right. I've just been waiting. Oh, that's
the intro's out of the way.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, lucky Nick remembered. Oh my goodness. He's yeah, so shall we just get a little bit of a channel insight through from Jazzy for all of us? So oh my gosh, Kathleen, yes, just
wrote that too. Just
of course she did. It's ridiculous. All right, so I'm just going to ask Jasper if he can give us an overall perspective of what's going on, you know, with an energetic frequency, whatever he wants to show us. Let's just do an open book because it's been a while. So Jasper, we just tune in. He's actually showing me a butterfly, like a blue butterfly, and he's asking the question, so what happens to a butterfly once it emerges? Where does it go? What does it do? And what I'm seeing is this butterfly just goes with the flow of the wind. It might have I want to go over there, but it sometimes can take a while because it has to maybe go against the wind, but it will just continuously do little movements and get there. So it's almost like allowing these winds of change to take us where we need to go, and the least resistance we have, then that's when we find the easiest place to find our way through. So, oh wow, that was really interesting how he showed me that and asked that question. So I guess maybe we need to be more like the butterfly. And yes, we have somewhere where we're thinking we'd like to go, but doesn't matter if we do circles for a bit, and then if we go over here and then we get whisked over here, it's just going with that flow. So that's what Jasper came through.
Yeah, I often use that word out loud a lot now about this is too much resistance. I'm not going that path.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it actually just feels good when I say it, because it means that I've recognised that resistance is not the way. The way should be no resistance.
Yeah. So exactly. So I know it was interesting. And so interesting. So Creepy Dave said, if animal card of the day is a deer or a hummingbird, I'm touching myself. Let's do an animal card. I had them here ready to go, Dave. So but well, we've already got those messages, so we may not get them again. That's the thing. So
that's right. What is it? What will the message be?
What will the message be? Okay, so I'm just going to shuffle a little bit more and see if one wants to come out. Otherwise, I'll do a divination, or just run my hands over them like I normally do. All right, let's just run. Hey,
I just wanted to quickly show you. I just pulled one, and you're going to die when you see what's on it.
Okay. All right, where are we? Which one wants to come out today? I think it's you. Oh, okay. What did you get?
I got the blue butterfly.
Oh my gosh. And it was a blue butterfly he showed me, and I nearly said that. That's crazy.
And I don't know, is that a hummingbird? It's a hummingbird.
Okay, Dave, go for it. Oh my goodness.
Maybe the eagle has also some significance.
Yeah. Oh, is it a hawk or an eagle?
I can't really tell. It just
beautiful card. That's crazy. Well, I got dragonfly. So which is again, and it's all, and to me the dragonfly is about being able to see through illusion and to be able to have a whole new perspective and breaking through patterning. So that's perfect. So I love it. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love when these things just happen.
That's amazing, because the dragonfly is more powerful to me in a way, because it's not just the transformation of the butterfly going from its cocoon into or going into a flying state. Dragonfly has a quantum leap from water into the sky.
True.
So I think that's more about what we're experiencing. In the animal kingdom, the butterfly represents it, but that dragonfly represents the quantum leap we're all going through, which is the change.
I love that interpretation, and it's true. And I've always said, when I leave this plane, I want to come back as dragonfly for people to know that she's around. So they're a lot more rare than butterflies, I find too. I don't know about you, but dragonflies, they're not as in abundance. So there we go. There's that beautiful synchronicity, and that we're on track and everything's okay. So so that's where we're at.
This is where I give gratitude to all our higher selves, our higher souls, our oversouls, for coming in and helping wake us up and helping give us those intuitive messages, and to know that we're getting closer day by day to where we should be, where we were always meant to be. As in, not that we didn't have to go through what we went through, but it's like it's time. It's time for us to, hold hands and sing Kumbaya.
I know, it's crazy. So it's interesting because I forgot. I mean, I obviously haven't been in the space to think about it, but I'm going to do another water frozen bowl because I just love that. So I'm going to do one of those for next week. So if anyone else wants to join me and do an intention or ask for a dream to be shown through it, or whatever it is you want before you go to sleep, and then freeze it the next morning or whatever and see what comes out of it. I love that. So I'd love if everyone wants to do that. So, this is interesting. Here's a little bit of goss, which
dragonflies are the most efficient hunters, like 98% accuracy.
Well, actually, Dave, the one thing I love about them, because we have a pool and we live on the canals here, so we get quite a few midges and mosquitoes. They eat up to something like 100 times their body weight in midges and mosquitoes. So when I see the dragonflies flying around, I'm like, yes. And there's definitely less midges and mosquitoes. So I'm glad that they're also efficient with it.
Yes, they are. They're brilliant.
Yeah. But, well, I'm not obviously haven't got time to do a meditation today, so maybe we'll do one next week. It's so lovely to be back with you all. I feel like my family's back again, and I'm so grateful for you all and for you, Nick. And we'll have a beautiful week, and I will see some of you tomorrow on Elisa's show. We're back, or next week we can all meet up again. So
sending everyone lots and lots of love. It's so good to be back. This is a soul family coming together. It's brilliant. Yeah.
And have great dreams, everyone.
Yeah. Bye.